Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another episode of Minecraft on the AlphaCraft server. Today I'm over by my little house in Alpha by Water and I've come to pick up a few bits and pieces because I need to start on the Industrial Stone generator over at Spawn for JJ and Wild to give them a bit of a hand over there. But I've just noticed we've got loads of pillager raids again. Now I thought when we updated to 1.14.4 this would stop happening, but you can see by my map there are loads behind me, there are some over there, they're everywhere. So we'll have to do a bit of pillager dodging. They seem to, I don't know whether they spawn in the water or whether they just go into the water, but when they're in the water they don't tend to come out. And we've got loads of turtles all of a sudden. Some kind of turtle sanctuary in the middle there. So I've got a few bits and pieces, like I mentioned, and I've made a start over there, but I had to go back to the mine in order to get some more iron because I needed a few buckets, which I didn't have. Because I need some lava. Lava, 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 lava. Oh look, there's another, look at this, they're everywhere. Unbelievable. Shall I drag them to the centre? Hello mate. Come on, shoot each other. Come on, don't be shy. I suppose it doesn't quite work when you're on different levels, does it? Anyway, I've not got time to play with you boys. I've got things to do. Oh, there's another one down there. Look, they're everywhere. Let's go and sort you out. Yeah, wow to you as well. Hello mate. Oh, they're in the shop and everything, are they? Really? Are they in the shop? Crikey, you're in they're in the shop. Make a quick exit out the window. Sorry JJ. Broke your glass and everything. I didn't. Oh my word. So anyway, this is becoming a bit of a problem again. Look at this. This is beautiful. That's what Diarmad did the other day. Look at that. They are phenomenal builders on this server. It is beautiful. Spawn is looking great already. And we've only just started. I'm going to make it look really ugly in a second because I'm going to have a honking big smooth stone generator over there in the corner. And, hopefully the rest of the guys can make it look purdy and everything. Because when I build it, it won't be. So what have we got so far? It's you've seen me build this before, so I'm not gonna go through this block by block. But we're gonna have we've got some stairs there. We're gonna waterlog those stairs. We're gonna put lava above the stairs, and that's gonna flow forward, and it's gonna turn the water there into smooth stone. And then a sticky piston here is going to be fired. It's going to pull the smooth stone backwards, and then pistons underneath will force it up into a massive column. It'll be a massive wall of smooth stone. It's going to be 15 blocks wide because it can only be really 15 because that's as long as the signal strength goes on the redstone dust in order to activate the pistons. Otherwise, it's going to be out of sync, and that would really upset me if it didn't push it up in sequence and everything. So. I'm sure 15 is going to be fine. Now, before I capped the height of it, so you could still mine at the bottom with a pick without having to climb up. But I'm not going to do that on this one. It's just going to go as high as it'll go. So it's probably going to be 9 or 10 blocks above the top. Probably 8 or 9 blocks above the top of the dirt. And then we're going to have a bank of pistons along the back there. And they're going to push the entire wall 1 block this way. So as soon as the entire cycle is finished, we're going to have a massive cube of smooth stone there, and it's waiting to be mined. And we'll get a beacon sooner or later. I'm sure we'll find a beacon, and then you'll be able to mine it all out and everything. But before I do any of that, I think I've got most of the gear. Actually, I've got my 16 sticky pistons. I've got enough pistons to do the bottom. I certainly don't have enough to do the wall. I've got my observers, haven't I? Observers, yep. I've got my redstone, got my repeaters. I think I need a comparator. Yeah, I need a comparator, which I'll have to run off and get. But I need to go and grab some lava from the nether. Now we've conquered the nether. So I'm just going to go and grab some of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go and put some stuff in my chest. So I've got some room to put some lava in my inventory. Otherwise I'm going to get there and not going to be able to put it anywhere, am I? I certainly don't want to be carrying my diamonds about in the nether, do I? Frills. What kind of muppet are you? I don't want stairs and wood. In fairness, I don't want any of that. Don't want my water. Better take some stone just in case. Right, that's pretty much all I need. There may well be lava down in some of the mines, but that would mean looking. So I'm not going to do that. Right, so I shall see you back here with some lava in a minute. Okay, so the first job then is to get the pistons and the sticky pistons in place. We need a line of pistons, as I mentioned, here, and then a load of sticky pistons there. And just to show you what happens, as I mentioned, the water will be on here, and because this is a waterlogged stair, the lava won't flow down into the water, breaking the stone generator like it would do in the past before we had waterlogged stairs. And you don't have to worry about the stairs catching fire because they're filled with water, I guess. And then the lava flows down onto here. This will then turn into a block of smooth stone. And then the redstone mechanism at the back will fire, and this is going to happen. And then a couple of ticks later, the lava is going to flow over here onto the water, turning that into stone. And then the redstone signal is going to come around again and do that. And it's going to do that along the entire length of this. And then before you know it, we'll have a stack of smooth stone. So in order to get these in here, which way round shall I do this? Yeah, we need the redstone part at the front and the smiley face part at the back. So I'm going to have to do this in some kind of order. If I do that like that, and then that like that, and then I can come around here and put those like that. Oh yeah, we're on to a winner. You see, this observer detects the change in state of the stone, of the redstone, okay, and straight away it fires that top piston. That detects the change in state of that one, and then that detects the change in state of that one. So this fires first, and then 3 ticks later or so, this one fires, which is perfect. I love observers. Observers are my favourite blocks ever in the world. Where was I? Putting these in, wasn't I? Oh, right way around, Frills. So let me just finish doing this, and then we'll log down some pistons. Okay, so now we've done that. We've got a line of 15 pistons here. We've got a line of 15 sticky pistons here. We've got all the observers in place. Now you might think that using 3 observers is quite excessive, and it's not really when you think about what you need to make an observer. As soon as you're in the nether, I mean, you mine a decent seam of quartz, and you've got enough quartz to make an observer, and they just take a blob of redstone and some cobbles. So it's not really, they're not really expensive, are they? These were the hardest things to find, the sticky pistons, because at the moment, and I don't know why, maybe somebody in the comments can enlighten me, but at the moment we can't seem to get slime to spawn in slime chunks. K1 has dug out a massive area over by his base. At least one of them has to be a slime chunk, but we just can't get slime to spawn. So myself, JJ and Wild, and a few others have been off into swamps, and we've managed to get a few from swamps. But yeah, it's weird. It's a bit strange with these slimes in slime chunks. It's not working, and it's a bit concerning. Right. So what do we need now then? We'll need we need one of those there. We need a repeater there, and then we need a line of redstone. And as mentioned, this is going to power all of these pistons all at the same time, which is why... Oh, what a noise. which is why I could only do it 15 blocks long. I mean, in theory, you could have a repeater there and it could run down another 15 blocks, but then the wall would go up in a funny way and that would really, really wind me up. So we're not going to do that. I need that there. We're going to need a repeater there. I have to get rid of these torches. I'm probably not left myself enough room above me now again, which is something I pretty much always do when I'm trying to dig underground, like a womble. I need that there, and then another couple of these. Maybe not that many. I'm going to have to work on the ticks, on the tick rate on the repeaters, because if you get it slightly wrong, it makes cobblestone, and if you make it too quick, they just come out and go up and down and up and down and up and down, and the lava doesn't have time to flow over onto the water, making it turning it into stone. I suppose I should go and sleep, shouldn't I? It looks like I've got skellies close by. Okay, right, where were we? We've got that. So we need to run now another line of dust all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop counting, forgot. Like that. And we're going to need a bit more room. I'm going to put my redstone on blocks as well. As I think I've mentioned this before, I'm only doing that because if somebody's mining underneath here and they're digging up, if they come across some stone brick, they know it's not naturally generated, and hopefully they'll stop and not dig straight through it. So now we're going to need to have a repeater, an observer like that. We're going to need a sticky piston here. So what that does now then, do I have a lever? Of course I don't have a lever. I don't even have a redstone torch. Be prepared, bros, be prepared. So now when we press a button at the top, that's going to happen. That's going to go out. Oh, I need another sticky piston, don't I? That'd be no good, would it? You'd think I'd never built this thing before. I think that's the right settings for 4 and 3. I think it is. We'll soon find out, won't we? So let's pull that back again. So when you press a button at the top, this forces this out, and that happens. Okay, and while that's happening, we're going to have an observer block about here, and that's going to take a pulse. Let me just get away from that because it's a little bit noisy. Still a little bit noisy. That's going to take a pulse off the blocks going up. As soon as the blocks reach the top, the wall of pistons is going to push them that way, and it'll fill up a massive area. Like I said, as soon as the pistons here can no longer push the blocks that way, and the pistons there can no longer push the blocks up, they're going to stop. And then that's going to cause the observer block here to stop detecting the change in state there, and it's going to force this piston to pull the observer back. And that's going to turn the farm off. So you don't have to worry about starting and stopping it, or leaving it running continuously, or stuff like that. It's automatic. It turns itself off. But the timings there looked about right. So we're going to need an observer. Put a couple of these down there. Going to need an observer just here. That's going to be the one that detects us. In a minute, I'm going to be digging into the canal. Oh, maybe not. That's going to detect this, the thing here. And I'm going to need some kind of pulse extender. because the pulse coming out of there is so short, we need these here in order to extend the pulse just long enough in order to be for it to get into the other pulse extender that we're going to put here. Like that. And then I don't know whether 2 or we'll use 4. I think 2 will be enough, but if we use 4 then it will definitely be enough. So that does that, and it stays on for a couple of seconds, and as soon as the blocks stop moving past this, it will turn itself off, and that looks about. And if I didn't have that there cutting the pulse would be too long, and that would mean these pistons would stay out too long. Honestly, it'll all make sense in a second. So now that's that done. Let's put a wall at this end. Like that. Now we need to fill this with lava. That's where the fun begins, this is. So let's grab the buckets of lava. 8 should be enough. I mean, you can fill it completely with all of the lava if you wanted to. If you've got 15 buckets of lava, you could fill it with 15 buckets of lava. 8 should be more than enough, though. Do I need to put the water in first? Frost, come on! Get with a beat. Now these work in the same way as water blocks. If I put a water source block there and then put a water source block there, the middle one becomes an infinite water source, and I can just take the water out of the middle of that one, move it a couple of blocks down, and put another one. Lava, lava, lava. So if we put one there, one there, one there, one there. Whoa. Uh-oh. Really ought to turn that off, didn't I? Just for the time being. Oh, look at that. It works a charm. Right. Okay, look at that. And the timings look to be about right, don't they? They look to be spot on because we've got no cobble there now. So if I just put that back there, grab myself a button. I really do need a button. I'm not going to be messing about with a lever. We're going to need a button above. Where shall we put it? Let's put it there. Brilliant. Now that's only stopped. That's only not completely full because this block here has stopped moving, which has turned this off. It will fill up pretty uniformly. We just started again for a second. That's perfect. I need to fill the top in now with some stuff. I could fill that in with cobble or anything, couldn't I? It really doesn't need to be anything else, I don't think. Do I need to get down there? I probably don't need to get down there again now. Do need to light it up though because it's flashing. And you know what? You know me and flashing redstone. Don't like it. Causes lag. Light it up. Perfect. So I'm just going to whiz across now and I'm going to mine all of this. It won't be stone because I don't have a silk pick. I'm probably going to lose most of it. So once you've dug it all out and everything, you just start the machine again, pressing that button. Might have to just work on the timers just slightly, but Look at that, a wall of stone in no time at all. And then, as I mentioned, it'll push it over this way and the system starts again. Don't have enough dirt. Now, I can't put stone here. If I put stone around here, and certainly if I put stone over here, then whoever's mining this with a decent pick and a beacon is just going to go straight through it and fall into the lava. I can't put down any stone derivatives, any granite or andesite or whatever it's called, for the same reason. And I can't use clay, I can't use concrete, I can't use wood because it'll catch fire. So pretty much the only thing I can put there now is dirt, which will eventually turn into grass, because even with a decent pick you don't rattle through dirt. So I'm gonna have to run off now and grab myself some dirt. I thought I've got some dirt. I've got a little bit. Okay, so I've been mining. I've gone and grabbed myself loads of pistons now. I've also grabbed myself a what have I grabbed myself? I did grab myself something else and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, some dirt. I grabbed myself some dirt. So I'm going to fill this in now. I might move the start button actually, but I can move that later. That can be moved wherever I like within reason. So now we've done that, I need to get rid of this. Stone. This is banging my way. Okay, so now we've done that, we just need to stick down the pistons. I'm hoping I've got enough. I've got enough for one more. Let's do one more just in case. I can't remember. Really should remember. I've never built it this big before. I've always put a ceiling on it. I've always put a top on it. Alright, so we now need to fire it and see how high the Oh, I've only got it bang on and then it stops working. Now we need to get all of these to push all of the stone that way. So now you may or may not remember, but a block, a powered block, if that block is powered, it will power that piston and the bottom one as well, which is great. And that works out perfect as well, yes. And this is another reason why I could only have 15 pistons along here, because this is all going to be covered by dust. And if it was any longer, I'd have to put a repeater in, and a repeater on top of that block wouldn't power those pistons, so I'd have to mess about. And you know me, I'm not a big messing about fan. I don't know whether you knew that either. If I looked at that block there, I would be putting dust on top of that block because I can't see it. And if I look at that block there, I'm still putting dust on top of that block. Which means I don't have to jump up and down like an idiot. Right, we need observers now. Just there pointing down. And then we'll need another observer. They're pointing down. Now I need another line of bricks here. Okay, so I've done that, and I dropped the ball actually and forgot that the observer block doesn't, although it's next to the piston, when that's powered, it doesn't actually give off a pulse, and it won't fire it won't fire the piston there. So I've had to move it over to the back, but it's not really a biggie. And I couldn't put it on the end because, like you know, the dust will only get powered 15 blocks, and if I put it here, it would have to power 16 blocks, whereas here it can power 15 blocks that way and then one block this way, so that should be fine. So now we need to put in the mechanism that's going to detect when this is full, and that's easy to do. We just stick an observer block like that. We put a normal block like that. We get a sticky piston, and we need the sticky piston to drop its block for this to work. I need to break that block there to get down underneath it, because the observer is going to be here facing downwards like that. Put that back. So when the blocks here reach the top, that observer is going to detect the changing state. It's going to put a 1 tick pulse through that sticky piston. That's going to fire that out over there, which is going to fire the entire wall that way. Okay, but it will have dropped the block over here. Then, because the blocks are moving again from the face of this observer block, it will fire this sticky piston again with a 1 tick pulse, which will then draw this block back again. Okay, it might fire that piston. I think it actually will fire that piston again, but it won't be a biggie. So if I break the block underneath the sticky piston now, underneath the observer now, this entire wall of blocks should move that way. Like a charm. These are spawnable up here as well, aren't they? Going to need some slabs. Mind you saying that, all of this is going to be spawnable at night. We're going to have a mob fest on top of here, unless we put some kind of lighting above it. Fellas, I need you to get your thinking caps on. We need to mob proof this. Anyway, you don't want to watch me dig dirt with my hands. What I'm going to do now then is dig out all of that cobble. I'm going to get rid of this dirt. I'm going to move all of this out of the way, all the way over here, and then we'll fire this bad boy up and see how long it takes to fill up. Perfect. Now we've got it all tidied up and everything. We might as well just flick it on. Stone 4 days. Oh, look at that, one piece of cobble. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Not enough cobble in there. Oh, starting to get a couple now, maybe. Maybe there is something slightly off with the timings. Maybe I'll play with the timings. It's not a biggie. The only problem is you can't insta-mine cobble. Maybe I'll live with it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You know me better than that though, don't you? I'm not going to be able to. And there you go. In less than a couple of minutes, we have got whatever, 15 by 12 by 12, whatever that is. And somebody can tell me in the comments. But now JJ and Wild and everybody else, all the other alphas around here that are building around spawn, have got an unlimited supply of smooth stone. So what we need to do now is get ourselves a decent silk touch pick and a beacon with haste 2 on it. We're going to have more stone than we know what to do with. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I really have appreciated it. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. And if you want to know how to build this fantastic smooth stone generator, I will put a link in the end credits. So thank you for watching. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.